back to Dank Scott Traders Up. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I hope you guys are having a great time. It is a Thursday, and that is today is what is 7th of August, meaning 1 week has just elapsed. We are ending the first week of August, and we are gearing up for the second week. Apologies on that. We are getting into the second week of August, and tomorrow is a Friday, meaning we are starting a weekend tomorrow. It's going to be a Friday. Today is a Thursday. Tomorrow I may not be around. I will let you know. I'll be letting you know, guys. But yeah, we've had a great week so far. We've made a lot of money this week. Those who are on VIP and those who want to join also, you can still join. You still have time to join the VIP signal platform. All right, without any further ado, let's pray and then get started. Father, we thank you for this morning. Thank you that we're back here for the analysis to make money in this market, Lord. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to be part of this and be able to make money online through trading and through the market that you provided free to us, Lord. We say thank you, and we are ready today for the insights that you're ready to give to us to make money, analyze and make money, Lord. We give you praise for yesterday's profits, and we are saying even thank you in adding us for today's profits. We give you praise. We love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen. Alright, so as usual, you know the drill. Crash 500 comes first. And when we get into it, yeah. Yesterday we made a lot of money on gold. Yeah, those who trade gold with us, congrats. But now let's get into Crash 500. All right, so Crash 500. This is daily time frame. Yesterday we wanted. Yesterday we said if price breaks that means the buys will continue, because that will be where we'll be seeing our change of character on the daily time frame. So now we have a break of structure right there. We have the breakout there, meaning that's now our change of character according to the daily time frame. This is a previous lower high. Yeah, this is our previous lower high, and it has been taken out, meaning we are now going to see a change of character, and that tells us that now the buys are going to start strongly. If today, let's see, yeah, we are already overbought according to to H4 time frame, but also we are now gearing to get again overbought on the daily time frame, meaning sales are highly coming through. So if we come to H4 and H1, price is reacting to that breaker where price broke out from there, and are we going to see buys come through again? According to M15, we are going to see buys come through, because we are not yet ready to sell on H4. That's why M15 is giving us the go ahead with the buys. So all we need is another pullback. Let's go to M5. We see, yeah. All we need is another pullback, and we fail to break this previous low here, and then we come in with the buys. That's what we need. So we are going to be scalping this asset for now. We cannot afford to swing it. We can only afford to do a scalp move. Yeah, we can only afford to do a scalp move and then continue with the buys. But of course, you don't want to exceed such a level. You want to take your profits right there because you are scalping, you're not swinging, and then move out of the market. So for now, that's what I can anticipate in the market. If I can use even my fib, I can get another level where I can anticipate the entry from. So the first level is gonna be here. The first level is gonna be here on that order block according to M15, but also this can be the other level where price can come to and give me an entry. So I also have to have that ready. So that can be also my other level. So now that I know that, I can delete that and wait to see what price is going to do before I can come in with my buys. All right, that's it on Crash 500. Let's now go to Boom 1000. Let's now go to Boom 1000. Please, you can go ahead and like the stream, but also you can go ahead and share the stream if you want someone to trade with us. Apologies. Okay, so yesterday we were selling Boom 1000. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, we were selling it from there. Actually, we took some money right there. Those who remember, those who are on VIP, I gave you that signal there to sell. We first sold it, we are taken out, but again I entered and then I took my TP right there, recovered, and then even had some profits. But then immediately after coming back to this level, it went back up. So this was supposed to be our other entry when it broke that level right there, meaning that was our change of character, and that is when price confirmed the change of character when it returned to it. So those who traded, those who were with us here or yesterday, you should have now, if you stayed, if you're one of those who trade late night, this would have been your entry. But I was not on the charts by then. I think I was focusing on gold late night. I was not here on booms and crashes. So I missed that. I didn't come to Boom 1000 to check out what had happened through the day. But that was, let's see, 10, 11, midnight. At midnight, that entry was on midnight. So meaning at 1, you should have made your entry right about there on that very candle to start selling. To start selling right there. That was our perfect entry. So now we have come back to that order block on H1. Price has reached that order block on H1. This has not been of an effect. So what are we seeing? The overall trend is a buy, remember, and now we've reached our retracement level according to H4. So we are supposed to be coming in with buys. We're supposed to be coming in with buys. Yes, we wanted price to come all the way back to this order block. We are still having that level there, yeah, where the buy momentum started from, and we can see today has started as a good selling day. As you can see, that is some good momentum of sales. You can see from there, that is some good momentum of sales. Now, if price decides to break this level right here, price breaks that level, it means we are going to continue with sells to bring me all the way down, to bring me even back to this support, but also where I want it to reach mostly is this level right here. That's where I want it to reach mostly, this level. So we can wait. If price breaks this level right here on H1, which is our order block on H1, when it breaks it, then all we will do is to wait for a pullback, and then we make our entry to continue with the sells. That is what I can anticipate right here. So we have to be patient and wait. Right now we can't afford to enter any sells or buys, but I know on M15 it's going to be trying to show us buys because we have reached the order block, meaning we are oversold. But we can't afford to enter unless if we see a reversal. But right now we haven't seen any reversal. It means it still has some potential to continue selling and even break out, just like I've shown you on the daily time frame. That is some good momentum right there to push. So the next H4 is starting in the next 14 minutes, meaning we can wait for that and see if in the next 14 minutes price will have broken out here or still having the momentum to continue. But as you've seen, the momentum of sales is very strong currently, so that's why we are anticipating a breakout here and retest, then we come in with our sales to continue to bring us all the way down. Why? Because on H4, yes, we've reached the retracement level on H4, now meaning we can continue with buys, but according to daily time frame, it can easily go even down below, so be ready for anything. But from what we've seen according to daily, we should be, H4, we should be getting into buys again to push us and break this resistance level or break that order block right there. We should be getting in buys right here according to H4, but we will wait and see what happens. We will wait and see what happens. Alright, enough of Boom 1000. Let's now head over to Boom 500. So Boom 500, yesterday we were looking for this kind of a sell before we can enter buys, but it decided to continue without giving us a fake breakout that we had anticipated. So the sale, actually the ones on VIP, should have made that small money because we entered there and it came to the trend line. So I had not broken even, but I had my tight stop loss right there, so I was taken out, and again it came back, and that's when the buy came through. So by then I was out of the market. I didn't want to enter that Boom 500 again because I knew the general trend was a buy, so I couldn't keep on forcing the sell. So this sell was just a retest or a pullback kind of a sell, only to give us a better entry if it had decided to give us a fake breakout down below, but it did not, meaning the buy continued, and you can see it hit our target right there where we had already anticipated the buys to come back to. What is that level? That is a daily order block. Yeah, that is a daily order block, and now it is going to be considered as a resistance level if price fails to break it. So as for now, price has just reached it both on H4 and daily time frame, meaning we are now overbought right there according to CCI and RSI, and we've been looking for pullback here and then continue with sales, but then from there we wanted sales from that order block, which is now a resistance level. If I go to weekly, I don't see the reason why we are supposed to be coming back. I don't see it, because this right here has to break and give us a change of character on the weekly time frame. So now that I've seen that, if I go to daily, yeah, this has to break. That means we have to continue with buys. But how are we going to do that? According to H4, it's the same thing that we are seeing. All right, so go to H1 now needs sells. Okay, M15, so it also needs sells. So we are going to follow the lower time frame. Why are we going to follow the lower time frame? Because the higher time frame, they are all saying we need to come in strongly with sells. Looking at what we have on CCI and RSI, that means we can't afford to be wrong when we do enter sells. So we have to follow the lower time frame and look at and wait for the general trend. We've already realized it's a buy trend. That's a general trend according to this level right here. This was our change of character on this daily time frame, and of course even H4. So that was our change of character, and this was a confirmation of the reversal, meaning we started to get into buys. And if price breaks this level, that will be our first higher high. This will be our first higher high. So this was just a confirmation to for the change of character. And as you can see, even on the weekly, this, if price breaks that, this will be our change of character on the weekly. Once price breaks this level, it will be our change of character on the weekly. So that's why it is a bit tricky for us to consider daily and H4 if we are going to trade this asset. So we need to consider H1 and M15, of which now on H1 and M15 we clearly see that we have a break of structure, and price is trying to either come back to this breaker block, or if we go to H4 we can do this. We have our break of structure right here. We can call this our break of structure, but also we can use our fib to anticipate if that is our current high, to anticipate where price can react back to, which will be such a fair value gap right about here. Then we anticipate a pullback there, and then continuation of the buys to continue and even break this current resistance level. So now I want to delete everything right here. So this is our retracement level according to fib. So this is what I can anticipate. But if I go to M15 and H1, it seems to be matching with what we are seeing on M15 and H1. So can we enter sales on M15? Not really. We don't have a reversal, but we have a reversal signal on M5 right there. So why should I wait? Why should I wait? Yes, I will wait because M5 is not yet overbought. So I'm going to wait because it is likely to spike again to make this M5 overbought. Then we can come in with sales. So that's it. That's it for on this asset. I'm going to be trading it on M5 and M15 right now. All right, I will leave it on M5. Let's now head over to Volatility 25S. All right, V25S, Vol25S. Yesterday, of course, we knew this move. and I had already shown it to you the previous day. Due to this, I had already shown you that due to this, that it is going to actually break out. This was the move right here. Those who remember, those who have been around, that was the move. Hit the target and even broke out there, and currently it's trying to retest again. And looking at H4, let me first delete all these, they're not needed. Looking at H4, we wanted sales from there. Now the sales began immediately. Let's look at daily time frame. We need sales. Yes, that's for real. We need sales, and you can see price rejection above there from this previous daily candle, and the current daily candle is also showing some price rejection. So all we need now is a confirmed entry to continue selling. According to H1, this was like our change of character there and confirmation right here, and this would have been our perfect entry for the sales right there, but we missed that yesterday night. And now price gave us a break of structure, retested that level there, and came back for the sell to try to give us a new lower low, but it failed to break this level. It failed to break this previous order block, which is currently our support on H1. That means that according to H4, it's going to give us another pullback right there to try to break that high, but it will fail, I believe, and then we will be coming in with our sells later, probably today or tomorrow. We'll be coming in again with our sells to bring us all the way to this order block on the daily time frame. Yeah, all right, so how are we going to do this? All we need now, we know that we need buys. Apparently we need buys. So should I wait to enter buys? Not really. I should be entering buys now. Price is above my 10 MA on H1. It is above my 10 MA on M15, and of course even on M5. But M5 is not ready to give us buy entries. That means we can wait a little bit for the next H4 to start. Yeah, so for now we know that we will be looking for such a move to bring us back there, and probably try to take out these highs above there, and then we can come in with our sales later. So that's what we are going to be anticipating today. That's what we'll be anticipating today. So let me bring this right about here. Bring it right there, and then we wait to see what is going to happen. We all know we need buys, but we are not ready to enter buys, because if you enter now the buys, according to M5, it's going to come back down again. So you may be caught off guard and be taken out. So it can easily come to give us a fake breakout right here, to try and take the early buyers, stop losses, because that's where liquidity is, right here. Just below here there's a lot of liquidity for the early buyers. So price can easily first come to take them out, and then later goes back in the buys. So be ready if it does something like this. You need to know this, because these smart money guys normally do that. Enough of that. Let's now leave it on M15. Let's now head over to V75. Vol75, we this is M5. Yeah, so I told you yesterday we had this pullback, so we wanted to start selling from there or when price reaches there. But I told you there is a high chance of us entering sells from this level, and we actually saw that. You may be saying, how do we know you said that? Please go back to episode 197. You'll be able to see when you go to V75. That's when I was analyzing it. So that's what I said, and this was our most important level for us to actually get into sales, and I talked about that. Even though I had this covered, the reason why I was not interested in this is because price here had already made a certain pullback. Even though it was a fair value gap, it had already made mitigated it somehow. So that's why I was not focusing on it a lot. I was focusing on this level right here. According to H4, it's a fair value gap, but also besides being a fair value gap, it's on our fib retracement. That's why it was very important for us to consider. Yeah. All right, so now price reacted to it and decided to sell, but with low momentum, as you can see on H1 there, and kept playing around. So it hasn't yet even broken out of this. It hasn't reached the previous low, but we know we still need sells. As you can see, we haven't reached oversold yet on H1 and H1 actually. So now I want to delete these yesterday's analysis, and even this I believe can go now. We know this is happening, so we can maintain this right here. We need to break out and do what? According to daily, we need to see a breakout and we continue selling. Yeah, we need to break out and continue selling. According to weekly, daily seems to be oversold. Daily time frame seems to be oversold. H4 seems to be overbought, wanting to continue with sales. So if I come to H1, I see something tricky. First delete that. I see this. And now this is where the game changes. This is where this game changes. I see that, and I see this. So this normally gives you an impression that it's going to first go back in the buys right there. Where it stops, it's likely to give us buys right there, and it's likely to stop from here, this previous low, which is actually our order block here. So it is our support area. So according to M15, you can see it is already oversold down below here on CCI, meaning we can anticipate buys later, not now. We can enter now, but it can be a risky one. But if you enter now, it means you're going to put your stop loss down below here. According to M5, yeah, sales are on. Why am I waiting? Because it may not give me the entry I want on M15. It may not, but I can be patient because the new H4 has just started. All I need is to see price move above my 10 MA. So I can decide to enter now. Or I can wait for M15 price to be above the 10 MA on M15 to make that entry, because we know that the buy is going to continue at least to reach that level, and then we come in with the sells from this very structure that we've just seen. So that is a low high. Now it is trying to give us a fake breakout here. Then we come in again with the buy. So that is something I'm anticipating right there. So if I can wait on M15 to get an entry, then I can enter the buy. But if it decides to break this level right here, then wait a minute, what is this here? The time frame, what is this here? Just delete it. H4. That was our pullback. According to CCI, it was a pullback in that retracement level in discount. So yeah, that's why I had it there. So now looking at the previous H4, it was a strong high momentum H4 candle, so it can still continue with that or give us a reverse to first reach there. But according to what we've seen on M15 and H1, we need that kind of a pullback on M15, actually, not even on H1. Yeah, let's wait and see if we can get it. But if it breaks this level here, sales are likely to continue. You need to understand that sales are likely to continue. So be ready if that happens. All right, leave it on M15. Let's now head over to J15. So J50 price reached our level that we wanted. It has even tested the change of character where it was according to H1. So now this gives me a glimpse to enter buys. Yeah, but how am I going to enter buys? The new H4 has just started, meaning this kind of thing, it may be just a week, then later we start buys. So all I need is M15 to give me an entry. Yeah, all I need is M15 to give me an entry. So until I see an entry on M15, I'm not making any buys. So if price goes above my 10 MA on M15, I'll be ready to enter buys. I will be ready for the buys. So for now, I will leave it on M15. Yesterday's analysis was looking for sales to come back to this, but why? Because price had already mitigated that order block. So I don't see the reason why. If I come to H4, I'm oversold, meaning buy should be coming in. So this one is no go. We need buys. And now that it has come back to mitigate this fair value gap on H1, and I believe even on H4, yeah. So right now we need to be coming in with buys. We'll be coming in with buys, but only and only if M15 gives us an entry. If it does not, then you have no business with this asset. J25. Yesterday we were looking for buys, and I think I made a loss. Yeah, we had entered the other day, which was on Tuesday night. Yeah, I gave us an entry. Those who are on VIP, yeah, I gave us an entry of buys there and entered buys. We kept on playing around, going in profits, coming back, going in profits, coming back, because I had anticipated what? A heads and shoulder right here, right there. But it later broke that and broke structure and came back, took us out right there. But of course, I believe the guys on VIP, you had already broken even if you had entered, of course, because we had already played within profits for some good time. So I had not broken even, so I was taken out, unfortunately. And then price gave us that kind of fake breakout on H4, giving us a break of structure. Actually, this was a break of structure right there. If you clearly see that, that's a break of structure. Take off this, delete this, delete that, delete this, delete everything right here. So delete everything right there. Go to daily time frame, and that's where you see that it is a fake break of structure according to daily time frame, because this has not gone, it's only the week that has broken structure, so we don't consider weeks as break of structure. So that shows you the fake break of structure. So now, since we are now oversold on the daily time frame, and H4 we are already oversold, and price has decided to go in the buys, and clearly we are overbought on H1. This is going to be an anticipation of the left. Is it the left or the right? Yeah, it is the right shoulder again. So I'm still anticipating what? I'm still anticipating alright, so I'm still anticipating a heads and shoulder right here. So you clearly see that H1 is overbought, meaning sales are going to come in according to H1 and M15 very soon. So once they come in, you can either enter those sales or you wait for price to come back to such a level, and then you enter clean buys if price fails to break it again. So we are just going to be anticipating a heads and shoulder on H4 this time. It's going to be according to H4, not according to H1. So this is what we'll be anticipating. This is our left shoulder. If it comes to this level, if it comes back to this level, that will be our neckline, meaning price will be giving us the sells from there, and then we come in with our buys when it reacts here. So this structure is still far away from being done, so we are still trading it. So all I need now is to delete these. We no longer need them. Then go to daily time frame. The buy is on, so we are looking for buys. We are going to be looking for buys, but I will leave it on H1 and see if price breaks this level, then we can forget about the anticipation of this right shoulder according to the heads and shoulder structure. Alright, that's enough on J25. Let's now head over to, but can we enter buys? Because a new H4 has just started and we know that we need buys, but looking at the structure, I mean the trend that you have according to M15, you've been getting higher highs and higher lows, and now this was like a pullback here according to this structure, according to the uptrend that we are in, and the new H4 has just started. So all you need is an entry on M50, M5 and make that buy move. Or if you're a risk taker, but I wouldn't advise you to be that, because this asset is a high leverage asset, jump 25, so it can easily wipe your account if you mess up. So you rather be patient. Yeah, so I'm not going to enter any risk trade right here for a buy risk trade. Let's wait for a proper structure that we can use to make this money. But this is our anticipation right here. That is our anticipation right there. Alright, J10 is our second last asset. Those who have been with us for some good months now, you know that we added gold, and now we're currently trade gold seriously. Alright, so J10 yesterday we made an early entry that I was pissed about because I went against my own rules. My rules are normally to wait for M15 to be above my 10 MA for me to make an entry. So I went against my own rules yesterday, and I made a mess out of that, and I was taken out because I had entered early. You can see where I had made the entry from. Yeah, so I was taken out early because it was still in a downtrend. It had not given me a confirmation yet of a reversal until it gave me a reversal, and I told the guys on VIP that I'm waiting for another entry. So until it gave me that, that's where I was supposed to enter from. So you can see I entered here and I was in profits, but then I left it running overnight. It came and took me out in profits there. So right now I should be in big profits if I had left my stop loss down below here. Yeah, but that was the entry yesterday. Yeah, but right about now we know that we are going to still be buying it. Why? Because we have a confirmed change of character or a confirmed reversal signal on H1, and according to H4 we are still looking for buys, meaning we are going to even see the breakout right here. So now I can choose to delete. Choose to delete these two. I can choose to delete these two, and even this, that can go. This, that can also go. This was a pullback to that OB right there. So we know that. So this can go. And now we know that it's going to break out right here. It's going to break out and continue with the buys. So how are we going to trade this? Now this is very simple. This is very simple. Right there we have our trend line. Right there we have our trend line. There we have our trend line, and down here also we have our other trend line. We have our other trend line. So this becomes a pennant. Which can only signify continuation of sales according to daily and H4, because the previous trend is a sell, and this is sort of like a pennant unless it is taken as a symmetrical triangle. Now symmetrical triangles can break either side. They can break this side and they can even break this other side. Those are symmetrical triangles. But if this is taken as a pennant, then we will eventually see price continue with sales. But as we've just seen on these trend lines, we are now going to be looking for sales. Why? Because price has reacted to that trend line, has reached the trend line, and that's why you see M15 is overbought. So all you need is a reversal signal on M15 or price to be below your 10 MA, and you start to sell this asset. But now, if you are using price action, if we are using price action, and we clearly see this as a change of character using smart money right there, that is our reversal signal, then that will tell us only that price is going to come either back to this level right here and then get enough momentum to break this resistance trend line right here. Once it breaks that, it meets another resistance right here. If it fails to break it, then it will retest again and then break that. That is if it fails to break it on the first go. If it fails to break it on the first go. So you need to understand this, that according to price action and smart money, we are looking for buys. So right here, I'm not going to use trend lines to trade. I'm going to follow what I'm seeing here. This is change of character, and this is our high, the higher high, so it's coming for a higher low, and then look for a higher high, probably above there or right here within this resistance, and then pull back when we have another entry. But if price reacts to this order block, I have no business, I have no reason to wait to make my buy entry. Why? Because we are in an uptrend according to H1. That is enough on J10. I've talked much. Let's now head over to gold and we finalize our analysis today. So J10, gold. So gold, we made a lot of money yesterday and even this morning. By the way, this morning I have another account that I'm trading only gold. I'm trading on it only gold, and yesterday this was our move, but when it came back right here, I made another entry late night for this move. So these ones I came when I was in profits and I actually closed when it started to react around this level. My TP was around here, so I took out my profits, and now it has reacted back. So this was yesterday's money. This was yesterday. All this was yesterday. Let me go to M15. So those who were with us yesterday, you should have made this money. Why did we enter? We made our early entries here. We were taken out when we were in analysis, but then I told you, when price comes and breaks this level, then we will continue selling until it reaches an oversold level. And it came and gave us this other trend line, that other point on trend line, and that's when I added another entry. So I had 3 entries in. First was here when it had failed to break that, so I quickly entered, but then it went against me. But of course my stop loss was way down, so I kept in and I added more entries. I was supposed to take all these all the way up there, but I failed. They came back and took me out in profits with my SL. I added another entry because I saw there was still room to reach the other trend line, so I added more and I took my profits right there. So this is what we made yesterday. It was a lot. We made more than 100 pips or more than that. I don't normally calculate pips. I'm not used to calculating pips. I'm not one of those. Yeah, all I need is to see my money. 1 to 3. Yeah, that is it. So yeah, I made that yesterday, and late night when it made this pullback, I was already seeing it's coming to this order block. I made another entry right here on the other account. It's what I was focusing on. It's an MT5 on the web MT5. So I made another entry and took my profits around here before it gave us a break of structure here. So now it has given us a pullback. Now it is giving us a pullback, and it is a steep one. I don't know if there are some news or if it is just because of the London market opening. Yeah, I don't know if it is that, because I don't follow news, I don't do anything. So this very steep fall or steep decline in price right here, if this steep decline right here It might be caused by either news or the London opening, because as you can see, this is just 1 hour. Yeah, and this is the this is the 11 a.m. hour, which we are still in. We've just gone, we need 25 minutes, and look at how it has engulfed the previous 3 candles. You can see that. So it is showing you that there's a good momentum of sell, but this is maybe just a pullback. Why? Because we have a break of structure on this very level right there, on this very level right there. But more so, I've seen something interesting. I can now delete this and actually hold this right here, bring this right here, and then excuse me, and then have that right there. That is what I was talking about, something interesting right there. So a structure like that gives me another something to think about and ponder about. So right here, this still shows me we are continuing with buys. Why? Because this is a rising wedge and the previous trend is a buy momentum, so it is still going for the buy, so it needs to come here. So I can wait for price to reach this trend line, and then I make my buys again to continue and take me up there, because I already have my sell limit orders waiting. I'm waiting to sell from that angle there, from that level. I'm waiting to sell from that level. Why? There's a fair value gap here. That is one other reason. There's a fair value gap right there on the H4 time frame. But also looking at that, I will want to react back, grab this liquidity on this fair value gap. So we haven't come back yet for that. Why? Because we might be looking for this liquidity first right here, and then we come in with the sales later. So you have to understand that. So let me go to daily time frame, and this fair value gap was mitigated, so I don't need it now. Now we are focusing on this one on H4, price to come back to it. In fact, I can adjust these to go in the middle. That one there, this one to put it right about there as my 2 entry points if price reacts back to it. But if it comes back to this trend line, I'm immediately entering. Wait a minute. Yeah, if I have an entry on M15, I will immediately enter buys if it comes back to this trend line. But if I don't and I see a breakout, that means it will continue to come for this fair value gap liquidity right here. This liquidity on this fair value gap. All right, so enough of gold. I will be of course updating those who are on VIP. Yeah, those who want to join, it's only $15, and I'll be updating you. So we made yesterday enough money. This money actually mitigated the loss that I had already made on jump 25, and I even made more. So that's how gold made it for us yesterday. So we wait for gold and see what happens. All right, let's go for the recap and we call it a day. So we started with crash 500. So we needed a pull here, at least here or there. So it has come to this. It has come to this order block. Remember, this is M5. But are we ready for that? Okay, let's go to M1. Not really. So it's going to spike again to come back down. So not yet. I'm not ready to enter buys. Not ready to enter buys. I will wait for M1. But if price breaks this level, then we can enter immediately. If price breaks that level, we can enter immediately. But according to M1, I'm going to see another spike, and this may be a long one to even reach down below. So just wait on M5. Let's wait on M5 to see what happens. Yeah, but according to M1, I still need another spike to be able to enter this kind of a buy that I need. Boom 1000. Yeah, we saw price spike from that level, and according to M15, this can be taken as a reversal signal right there, and price is above our 10 MA. It is clear on M5, that being like your double bottom. Yeah, but now you need price to react to this fair value gap, and then you come with your buys. So if it comes to this fair value gap, 50% of it, you have your entry for the buys. You have your entry for the buys. But if it breaks it and continues down, then the sales will continue. Like I told you we have two ways: either to break this support currently and continue with sales, or to react here and we continue with the buys. According to H4, remember I told you, according to H4 we need buys. Yeah, that is according to H4, we need buys. So that's why we are actually seeing buys come through. So if price reacts here, then I will enter buys. So for now it is not, so I can wait for a perfect pullback for me to enter the buys. So for now, no business. Boom 500. You wanted a pullback there, then we can come in with sales, and it happened, and it has failed to break that level. So that is a good signal for us to come in with sales. M15, there is that rejection happening a lot there. M5 is not yet overbought. It's not yet overbought, which is some tricky thing. So I have no business with it yet. So yeah, the signal I want is not yet ready. I need that to be there to give me another confirmation on this kind of sell entry. So no business now, not yet. But we know we are going to be looking for sales. V25S, we need this, then we can enter buys. So it hasn't happened yet, so we wait. V75, price has decided to give us a breakout on this support. So is it going to sustain? Is it going to sustain it? Because remember, all this is what we are looking at. So are we going to see that sustained? Let's wait and see if we are going to actually continue with sales. So for now, no business with this asset. Remember, we are reaching oversold level on M15, which is quite something. So if price continues, so I just have to wait, because it can easily come here. According to H1, it can easily come right here. According to H1, it can easily come right here. So for me, no business with this V75. I have to be patient. J50, the buy has started. So why do I have to wait? Not really. I cannot wait. M15 is giving me the signal, so I cannot wait. Enter buys right now, and I will put my stop loss right here. I'll put my stop loss right there, and I'll be looking for my TP all the way to the highs, or all the way in this first TP is going to be in that fair value gap right about there. In that fair value gap, that's where my first TP will be, and the second TP is going to be above there. So I will wait for something like a pullback, then I enter my other entry to get another TP up there. So we already know we are looking for buys on H1 and of course H4 and of course H4. So that's why we have the buys entry coming right now. All right, that's it. We've locked in our buys on jump 50. Let's now go to J25. J25, it has broken that level. We wanted that. Now the sell may continue since it has done that. Yeah, since it has done that, the sell may continue. But like I told you, we are anticipating a right shoulder creation. So let's wait and see what happens. So I may not enter sells now. It's a tricky asset, so I can't afford to be reckless. So I just have to be patient. Let's be patient. J25, I have no business with it. Doesn't have what I need. J10, it's trying to break out before it retests, so we can wait, because we remember I told you we are in an uptrend. It's giving us higher highs and higher lows, so all we need now is a pullback for us to enter buys. So before we see that, no business with J10. Gold, excuse me. Gold, go. Gold, we've seen this pullback, but also we've seen that we have a trend line structure on H1 right there, which signifies continuation of the previous trend. So means the buys are still on, but we've just seen that high momentum pullback, but I need to see the next hour. So I can't afford to enter buys here because it can easily come back to the trend line, or it can even easily give us a fake breakout down below and then continue with buys later. So for now, I can't afford to enter buys, but I can wait. I can wait probably on M5. If I have a signal on M5, then I can enter buys. But now I don't have. We are still looking for a sell down below, so I can wait for that, for a perfect buy entry. So now we know we are looking for buys, but we can't enter buys where we are unless you're already in and you entered earlier, probably right here or right here. But if you're not in already, so you can't afford to enter now, you just have to be patient. That's it for today. Please remember the registration for the August class is still on, and also the subscription for the VIP signals platform is still on, so you can do whatever, you can come for whatever you want and be part of the community as we trade together. Let me wish you guys a good day, happy trading. See you tomorrow, Friday. I'm not yet sure if I'll be around, but if I'm around still, you'll be seeing a notification for the live stream, and I will be ready for it. Otherwise, have a lovely day. Happy trading. Bye-bye.